Peace to the gods and goddesses. This is Brother Sakim, and I am on another Key Life Productions. And tonight, if all goes right, we're going to have Brother Talib, and we're going to have the professor talking about the word overstand. Professor says that overstand is not a word that we should be using. Brother Talib says that yes, it is. So without further ado, I'm going to give my two brothers a call, and I'm going to call Brother Talib first, and then I'm going to call the professor and bring him into the conversation. So let's start right now. Overstand versus understand.
Hello?
Hey, Rahul back.
Hey, never been called, bro. How you feeling?
Good to have you on.
Hold on for a second. Let me just turn this off.
Okay. Well, I'm going to. All right. Well, I'm going to go over and I'm just going to call the professor. So, you know, there's no need wasting time. We're just going to go right on into it.
Okay. The subscriber you have dialed is not in service. If you
don't start that. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Maybe I doubt. All right, wait a minute. He got all right, let me go over here to the what's the name? Because I know he got one number that's out of service. I might have made a mistake and pressed that one by accident. Well, let's say calling, but ain't nothing happening. Let me try it again. I don't hear nothing ringing. It's not even ringing. I see it say calling, but it's not even ringing. Wait a minute. I don't know what's that. Let me try calling him first and see what happens. Hello?
Please leave your message for...
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Keep going to the answering machine. Now he said he was gonna be up in here. Now let me see. Let me call him first and see what happened. Just hang up for 1 second.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Now, I just talked to him earlier, and he was very persistent with this. So we're going to see. All right, now it's ringing.
leave your message for...
Let me try again. This happens a lot.
Please.
Ain't that crazy? I'm talking about this guy calls me a lot. And now I can't get through to him.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I am not getting through. And this brother calls me a lot. And now when it comes down to it, I can't get through. So I don't know, maybe he got caught up in something, can't be judgmental. But the topic was overstand versus understand. So
right.
he may call me back. I'm not sure, but if you want to feel free to go in on anything you want that you think the people should hear, you feel free to do that, and he may call back.
Okay. Well, I'll just try to make this short but accurate also. First, everybody, greetings to everybody out there. And like I always start by saying this. Nothing I'm about to say is to hurt anybody's feelings, to do, put anybody up or down. All I am dealing with are the factual information. Okay? That's all I can deal with because Nuwapians are scientists. Okay? Emotions aside and all of that doesn't even matter. So, whatever I say here, okay, I don't want you to believe me. I want you to check it for yourself. Everybody has, or let me rephrase that. Most people on the planet have access to the World Wide Web. So rather than think that we know something, or believe that we know something, or hope that we know something, we need to know if we factually know something. Whatever it could be. Is the store down the street open? Whatever it could be. Is it raining out? It doesn't matter what it is. We need to factually know. Okay? If it's that important to us to have these type of discussions about it. So, check the information. Don't believe me. Check it for yourself. Okay? The topic today, brother Sakim, told me about this brother named the Professor. And I wanted to speak with him because the Professor is, I don't really know what the Professor's detailed point of view is on this subject. And the subject is the word understand. Personally, to me, hear this, personally, I don't care. Okay? I really don't care because personally, there are bigger things going on. Okay? There's a bigger picture going on. And whether you say right and I say correct, as long as we both have a clear understanding of the context of the words we're using, of the context of which the words are used in, to me, it's no big deal unless we're doing detailed, unless we're dealing with the words themselves and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into this. So, to the subject. Again, don't believe me. Check it for yourself. please check it for yourself, okay? The word understand. Now, as far as I understand, from what I grasped from the video that I heard, excuse me, let me say this, the interview that I heard that Sakim had with Professor a couple of days ago, I heard this video, okay? And so, of course, the brother, Sakim, asked me if I would come on and, you know, have a discussion with the brother. I don't debate, okay? I don't argue. Those things are not for me, okay? I'm not saying I'm not a human and I haven't argued, and I won't in the future, but my goal is not to argue. It's not to debate. I'm a scientist. I strive to be a scientist, okay? So what I am attempting to do is have the facts is to present the factual information, okay? Whatever a person says, me or anyone, doesn't matter who it is, this statement that I'm about to say must be included. I don't care what the person says. Whatever statement a person makes, including myself, no matter who it is, they must provide proof of statement, okay? Just because I say something or just because someone says something doesn't mean it's a fact. Until proof of statement, okay, that the statement that I or anyone makes has been proven to be factual. Until that happens, the statement is just a statement. Look in the dictionary, look on your computer, pull up an Oxford dictionary, not a Webster's. Webster's is it's like looking at Webster's dictionary is like looking at, referring to Webster's dictionary is like referring to Wikipedia. Okay? And anyone who knows anything about Wikipedia knows Wikipedia is a piece of garbage. Beyond that, hold on. Okay, so to the point. We're dealing with the word understand, okay? Now, most people grasp this information which I'm about to say. To understand something means that you are acquainted with that thing that you understand, okay? It's to know it very well, or to know it at all. You understand it, that means you are acquainted with it. To know how it ticks, in other words, okay? Now, if we dissect the word, okay, if we actually dissect the word understand, most of us remember from English classes, okay, we're talking about like second, third grade and such, we learned about these things called syllables. Okay? Yeah. A word has more than one syllable, comes from more, is derived, comprised of more than one word. Okay? It's like the word, we'll just stick with this. Understand. Understand. That one word has two syllables. Under and stand. Those are two syllables for the word understand. Like the word anti-disestablishment, Carrianism, has 5 syllables. We have to look at the word and break its syllables down. That's how we dissect words. Okay? This is what we're taught in school to do. It's not my opinion. It's just what we're taught in school to do. This is the science of reading and comprehension of words. Okay? So back to the point. To understand something means you're acquainted with it. Okay? That you know it, such and so forth. Now, the word understand, like I said, has 2 syllables. It's clear to everybody out there who's hearing this. Understand is 2 syllables. Okay? So, if we have the word under, we're going to dissect this now. Okay? The word under and the word stand. Now let's separate those. That's how you do it when you looking at syllables. The word the syllable of the word understand, the first syllable is under. If we look in a dictionary, an Oxford dictionary or something like that, something with some peer review to it, we'll find out that the word under means, like most people know who comprehend the English language, American English language, knows that to be under something, the other thing has to be above you. Okay? Like, I am under a ceiling because the ceiling is above me. Okay? Everybody knows the word under means. Okay? Now, we'll take the second syllable of the word understand. The second syllable of the word understand is the word stand. Okay? Stand. Okay. We all know what the word stand means in this context, because a stand can mean something that's placed upon. Like, I put a flower pot on the flower stand, or on that stand there is a microphone. Understand? Everybody comprehends that? Okay? So, but in this context, the word stand means to stand, to place both feet on a solid surface and be upright, to stand, as opposed to sitting or kneeling or something of that nature. Okay? So, the word understand then means it means to stand under something. I am standing under something. Hear this now. But the use of it in modern vernacular as a word, not breaking down the syllables, but as a word unto itself, understand, means to have knowledge of something. Okay, to be acquainted with something. Okay, that's what that word means. Now, as far as I comprehend, the professor, he was putting forth that the word overstand is, as far as I comprehend, okay, and I only heard one video. I do not know the professor, so I'm making all these stipulations in here, okay, because I haven't talked to him directly. That was the purpose of doing this evening, okay? So, the professor was saying that the word overstand is, I'm not quoting him, but I'm paraphrasing, I guess, is this. Useless. It's a non-word. It shouldn't even be used in that kind of context.
Yeah, he said okay. It's not even in the equation.
Okay, there you go. So then, the word overstand. Okay, first of all, just for people who want to know this, because I know there's people out there who are saying that Doc came up with the word overstand. And he just put it out there for whatever reasons people want to say that he put it out there. Doc did not come up with the word overstand. He did not. Okay? Overstand was used by the nation. The word overstand was used by Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, please, even Haile Selassie. Okay? And don't believe me. Check it for yourself. Okay? Doc did not come up with the idea, phrase, or any way you want to put it, overstand. What he did was he just brought it to people who probably never heard it before, like myself. Okay? That's why he kept saying, don't believe me. Check it for yourself. Check it for yourself. Okay? So my point is this. As the word understand in knowledge, okay, meaning it's to be acquainted with something, okay? How can I put this? knowing, logically speaking, okay, logically speaking, okay, logically speaking, knowing something would be to overstand it, or to above stand, actually. Okay, it would be above stand or overstand it. To understand something means that, logically speaking now, okay, to understand something means you don't understand, you don't comprehend it, because you're under the knowledge level of that thing that you're attempting to comprehend. Okay, because the accurate word is comprehend. Okay, if you look in a dictionary, like I said, Oxford or something like that, you see the word comprehend. Comprehend means that you have the knowledge of the information that you have just received. Okay? Comprehend is the word, but most of the public has been brain dirty to use the word understand, okay? But the word comprehend, really. The more accurate word is comprehend, okay? But back to the logic of that's the part. So back to this. Logically, what people have been trained to accept as comprehending is the word understand. But understand, logically, the word understand should really be above stand, okay? Not understand, because if you're under the ceiling, you're not above the ceiling, okay? If I'm if I'm under the foot, I am not above the foot. So if you're under it, how can one comprehend something if you're under it? You're not on its level. You're not even mentally, okay? You're not on the level of comprehension because you are understanding. So we take the word understanding as, logically speaking, like scientists should, okay? The word understanding or understand should actually be used in this following. It should be actually overstand. Oh, I overstand that. Because that means that, as opposed to the word understand, when really it would be, oh, I comprehend that, or I do not comprehend. Okay? But we're dealing with understand and overstand. Okay? So, overstand means that it's logically the wording, okay, the linguistic wording, logically, that you comprehend what you're referring to. Okay? That's the purpose of the word overstand. Okay? And if you do the searching and the researching, you'll find out that, like when Doc gave it to us, I never heard of the word overstand before, even though it had been out there for over at least 50 years before I was even born. Okay? So, so anyway, back to the point. So, overstand is a word that is used for those who comprehend the science and field logic of it. Okay? Because to say I understand something, logically speaking, to say I understand something, that one understands something, means they don't comprehend it. Okay? But if one, in this context, but if one was to say, I overstand that, it's not like saying, now mind you, like I said before, this doesn't matter to me. Okay? It really doesn't, because this is such a small thing in the bigger picture of things. It's unbelievable from my point of view.
Yeah.
Okay. This is like, in a cup of water. No, let's say in a thimble of water, just a little drop of water, a pinhead amount of water. Overstand and understand is not even in the drop of water, in my opinion. Okay, this is a non-quester. I don't know if you know. It's a non-quester. It's like a moot point. What the hell are we talking about this for?
Yeah.
Okay, there's more important things to be talking about than overstand and understand and right or wrong. Come on now, right or incorrect or correct. Please, come on now. Right. That doesn't really matter in the bigger picture of things. Okay, I want to make that clear from my point of view. Okay, but I was requested to come and do this, and I have no problem coming on the brother's show whenever he wants me to, and I can do it. Okay. So, that's it right there. As I can say it in a nutshell. Okay, that this is
right.
Overstand, understand. This is linguistic. One, understand is not logical. Linguistically speaking, to say for one to say they understand something. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not scientifically logical linguistically. Okay, because the word itself actually says that you don't comprehend. That's what understand, because you're okay, let me say it in a different way. Hopefully this will get the point across. I understand that I understand that 1 + 1 = 2. I understand that. But no, I'll say it a different way. I understand arithmetic. Okay, I understand arithmetic. Logically speaking, linguistically, logically, okay, using linguistics logically. I've just stated by saying I understand, I've really said I don't understand. Okay? I don't get it. I don't comprehend. So, being that we want to train our subconscious to be logical, okay, because the subconscious controls the conscience, and the conscious controls the actions. Okay, so if we continue to say understand, 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 I understand, the subconscious, which is always logical, okay, the subconscious is always logical. Find any scientist who knows about logic and things of that nature, and any scientist worth their salt will tell you that the subconscious mind always is logical. Okay? That's the part of you that goes, oh, don't do that. Oh, yeah, do that. Okay? That's the subconscious mind. Well, that's one of the representations of the subconscious mind. Okay? So, if you continue to tell the subconscious mind something over and 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 over, the subconscious mind starts fighting with the conscious mind. Not literally fighting, but they're in conflict. Okay? Mm-hmm. But it will accept it. So not to be in conflict with the conscious mind. Okay? It will do that. This is what scientists and just do the searching and researching. We have computers now. We got these World Wide Webs that we walk around with and look at Facebook all day. Take your face out of Facebook and put it in a real book. Come on now, we can do that. But anyway, so if we continue to tell if we continue to say, for instance, I understand, the logical side of you, a subconscious mind, okay, the subconscious part of every one of us knows that makes no sense because the subconscious mind is logical. But being that most people don't even do anything to people don't work with their subconscious mind. Okay? That's something different. But anyway, so if you can, it's like telling a child, here we go. It's like if you tell a child, okay, who wants to be a scientist or play basketball or whatever the case may be. Tell that child and give them only images of that child being a gangster, shooting people in the face, and you give this repetitious, repeatedly, day in and day out, through the music, through what he reads, through the neighbors, all of that. That child is not going to grow. The chances of that child actually achieving that goal of becoming a basketball player or a scientist or a doctor or electric, whatever, has been cut by about 90%. Yeah. Because its conscious mind has been beat down its conscious mind has been programmed in a certain direction, which will affect his or her subconscious mind.
Yeah.
Right. So if you say to this child, "What you mean? You ain't never gonna be that, man. We this. What you mean? Man? We this, we that. We're never gonna do that, man. What you talking about, man? Nobody here." And there's no images or very few images of any people doing that he or she affiliates with on a regular basis. The chances of that child achieving that goal is very, very low.
Yeah.
Why is that? It's only being told it. The child still can do what it wants. It can still think what it wants. It can still do what it wants. But why all of a sudden it all of a sudden starts flowing in a different direction? Because it's been programmed to do that.
Right.
Right. It's heard something over and over and over and over and over and over, seen something over and over and over and over and over and over, heard something, seen something, heard something, seen something, year in and year out, year in and year out. And what happens? It turns out to be the thing that it was programmed to do. Okay? Why? Because it heard it, and then it affected its subconscious mind. Understand this? Okay?
Right.
So, if we continuously say, understand, how many of us ever thought about the words that are coming out of my mouth? Do they actually mean what I said? Most people don't even think like that. They're facing themselves, well, what difference does it make if I say understand or overstand? Well, it trains the brain, is what it does. And it trains the subconscious. Because the subconscious knows, you've been telling the brain, the conscious self, you've been telling yourself that the word under means to be under something, to be under something, to be under something, to be under something, to be under something. We tell ourselves this all the time. But all of a sudden, when it comes to the word understand, we're supposed to be equal to that knowledge or above that knowledge. We know that knowledge. How does that work in the brain? That's a conflict in the brain. It's not logical. So psychiatrists and psychologists know this, okay? I'm not going to go into doctrine, all of that stuff, but I'm going to say that psychologists and psychiatrists know that the entertainment industry knows it. Okay? Right now, check this out, people. Right now, Beyonce, every single one of you has the image of Beyonce in your head. You see her face, all of that. Now, I'm going to say Bonifa. Okay, now each one of you have a different image of a Bonifa in your head. Why is it that but mind you, why is it that most people, when they hear, I just said her name.
Beyonce?
Yeah. When I say Beyonce, how come instantly most of us get the same exact image of Beyonce in our head? Meaning facially. We get the same image. Because we've been programmed by the entertainment industry. When we see Beyonce, she got the same mask on. Excuse me. The same hair. The same mannequin look. I'm sorry, that's what I call it. You can call it what you want. You have the right to call it what you want. I have the right to call it what I want. But it's the same thing. My point is, without even red, white, and blue, right then and there, instantly, when I said red, white, and blue, you had the image of the American flag in your head. But if you were born in France, you would have the image of the French flag in your head. It's because of the programming. You hear certain words, and they bring certain images into the brain, and then you get them in your subconscious. Okay? So, the logical side of the subconscious brain knows, and your conscious brain also knows, the word under means to be beneath something, to be under it. But your brain also knows, and your subconscious also knows, the word over means to be above something. It instantly knows that. We all know that. We know that that word over means to be above something, to be over something. We know this for sure. That's what American English word over means.
Mm-hmm.
I overstand. Okay? Some things in this context, in some things, I understand. But I don't use those words anyway, because I know those words don't have, I use the words comprehend. I comprehend or I don't comprehend. If I say I understand, it all depends on the context. Like I said, it doesn't really matter when it all comes. In the biggest scheme of things, it doesn't matter to me. A person can come up to me and say, yo, I understand. Great. I'm not going to stand there or sit there or be there in that presence with those people. Whoever says that and say, well, what do you mean by you understand? Okay, understand means you don't comprehend. So tell me I know what they mean. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Please. So why would I go through all of that just making a problem out of something that's not a problem? Okay? I don't care if you say cow. I don't care if you say I don't care if you say I don't care what to say. If I comprehend your purpose, your meaning, that's good enough for me personally. Okay? I'm not into the nitpicking with you. Now, if you want to nitpick with me or go into it's not necessarily nitpicking. If it's necessary, then of course I'll do that, and I would want anybody to do that for me. Okay, but if in the bigger picture of things, that's like you stub your toe in the morning. Now you're angry for a little while, and you got a little pain in your toe, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Some people take that little stub in the toe, or they woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and they'll take that and pass it on to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come on now. It's not necessary, so why do it?
Right.
Okay. Like I said in the beginning of this, the only reason I'm doing this is because I was requested to do this. Okay? And I have no problem doing this. Okay? I don't feel bad for doing this. Hell no. I'm happy to do it. Okay? But it's not, there's bigger things going on. So, to the point, Overstand was not brought out here by Doc. Okay, just in case that's one of the points that Professor is.
Yeah.
Is that him calling?
No, that's just an alert. My sister called a few minutes ago.
That's not a big deal.
What I want to say real quick, I didn't mean cut you off real quick. Some people that might run across the video might be like new to everything. So when he says Doc, he's actually talking about a brother by the name of Dr. Malachi York, or Dr. Malachi Z. York. So you can look that name up, or you can look through my, YouTube or Facebook, and you can see them, you know, and you know, I'll have some information about them that you can look up.
Exactly. Okay. Any questions? Statements, comments, anything?
No, not yet. I think, you know, people was probably waiting to see what the professor had to say. He'll see the video, and then, you know, he'll give me, you know, tell me what happened, why he didn't answer and everything. And maybe, you know, y'all can, you know, come on about something else. Maybe he want to talk about that. I don't know. But he'll see the video. So.
Well, the thing with that video that you showed me.
Yeah.
Thing with it is, you can be heard clearly. But because what you need to do, bro, I'm suggesting is you need to actually listen to the video from YouTube. Okay, actually play the video that's on YouTube from YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, because you can't hear the guy. You cannot hear the professor.
Well, but I kept telling him, he kept going on speaker, and I'd be telling him, like, when we on the phone, you know, that just be on the phone next to the phone, you know, turn the speaker on your phone and be next to it. But he'll, like, sometimes he'll probably it sounds like he turns it on and not coming at him or nothing, but sometimes it sounds like he's talking and then he'll walk probably across the room or something, and I'll be like, I can't hear you that good. Then he'll come back and say, can you hear me now? Because as long as he stay by the phone like you doing right now, you know, it's perfect.
Right. I definitely hear that. I'm going to put this out there since you brought Doc into this, since you said about Doc.
Okay.
Listen, people, I want y'all to understand something. There isn't. Hold on for just a second. I'm gonna read it.
Okay. And you know what? Another time, you could probably come on and go in on the thing that you told me about that's on the book. About we should always be Nuwapians. We should save that, you know, for another show.
That's exactly what I'm getting right now.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I just got to look through my papers.
All right. And what you said probably be valuable to some people, because I'm sure a lot of times people hear the word like overstand, because, you know, everybody didn't hear it before. And when they come across it, a lot of people would just accept it because maybe their master teacher said it and won't look into it. But now people have like more of a mind to go look into it and study it.
Yes, exactly. And for those people who just heard, I'm just saying, for anyone who just heard what Doc said, or, you know, been at any of his classes, or went online and got any of the, on YouTube and looked at any of the tapes, with True Light tapes, Holy Tabernacle tapes, all of those tapes, okay? Anybody who's done that and said, oh, yeah, that sounds right, man, that sounds right. Oh, man, yeah, that one's, yeah, I feel you, Doc. Yeah, that one's it. And man, he said, yeah, that's it. And just left it there and went about, you know, your life, taking that information and running with it, you know, living your life with it. That's a fool. Because if you listen to Doc's tapes, he said this. He said these words: don't believe me. Check it for yourself. If you didn't do the other, if you believed him, you didn't follow his instructions.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you didn't check it for yourself, you didn't follow his instructions. If you believed him and you didn't check it for yourself, you didn't follow his instructions.
Right.
if you believed him, and it's whatever he said, I don't care what he said, if you believed him and didn't check it for yourself, you didn't follow his instructions.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Uh-huh.
So anybody out there who's saying, or who were saying, but they definitely won't get on this show and say it. But anyway, anyone out there who's saying whatever they're saying, blah, 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 but they didn't check it for themselves. Now, hear this. If someone says, I checked it, and it was true or it was a lie, either side of the coin, either way, here's what needs to be done. Like I said in the beginning, no matter who it is, they need to provide proof of statement. They need to provide proof of statement. They need to provide proof that they did the search, they checked it for themselves. They did not believe him. And they checked it for themselves, and meaning they need to present the information that they checked. And what sources did you have? How many, where did you get it from? Did you ask your friends and they told you, you checked the information? Okay, how did you go about checking it? Well, what I did was, this is how I checked it. I went to Imam Sifafu, and then I went to Reverend Sarada, and then I went to my friend Joe, who's been in this for a long time, and then I said, no, man, okay, fine. That's how you checked it. Did you check now you got this information from whatever, right? From whoever. Cool. Did they provide proof of statement? Your source, the place you checked it, did they provide proof of statement? This is what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. This is how Doc had us do it. It's not just Doc said something, I believe it or don't. And then I go and check it. And then it proves that he's telling the truth or not. Okay? No, it doesn't prove that he's telling the truth or not, because I only checked it with one source or a handful of sources. Each source that I checked it with, each source has to provide proof of statement, proof that their statements are true, that their conclusions are factual. And then if they got their information from somewhere, then wherever they have obtained their information from, that information source has to be scrutinized under proof of statement. See what I'm saying? That's how you do searching and researching. You just don't do some checking, and then you find, okay, yeah, that's those people over there, or that thing over there says it's true, and those people over there say it's true. Okay, it's true. That's bullshit. They said it's true. They got to prove that what they're saying is that is true, that their point of view is factual. Mm-hmm. They got a proof of statement. Every piece of everything that you checked, the source you check it from, you have to have that source prove that information is true that they're presenting. Or, they have to present proof of statement. Yeah. No matter what the source is. No, so yes, it takes a long time to do it. You're dang right. It takes effort to do it. It takes time to do it. It takes effort. It takes want. It takes that inside of you, that internal fortitude. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah, it takes it. You know why it takes it? Because someone who wants real facts, not just truth, look in the dictionary under the word, for the definition of the word truth, and then look in the same dictionary under the word fact. Facts and truths are something completely different. Completely different. Yeah. Okay? That's why they have the word fact and they have the word truth. Because they're different. In a court, do they say, tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Yes, they do. Yeah. Do they say we want the facts and the whole facts and nothing but the facts? Nope. Yes, they do. Oh. Because when you stand it up there, you have to say, I'm going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, right? Right. But then the prosecutor and the defense attorney has to present what?
Evidence.
Facts.
Facts.
Right. They have to present factual evidence. Not evidence based on truth. You have to have evidence based on facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So in a courtroom, they want the truth from the person they're swearing, they're giving that oath to, that fake ass oath, they're giving that to, and from the attorneys, they want facts. Attorneys are not allowed. Attorneys can present truths, but it's not admissible. Okay, you have to present a fact as an attorney, but they don't ask that of the defendant or the people who are not the attorneys, the clients. That's what I mean. The clients are not asked to tell the facts by the court. They might be asked by the prosecutor or the defense attorney, but they're not asked that by the court. Okay? So why is there a distinction there? Okay? Well, I'm not going to go into it because that goes into a whole another level of things. Okay? But my point is, there's a difference between a fact and a truth. Everybody around you can have the truth, can say something is true. But if it's a fact, here we go. A truth needs no evidence. Okay? It needs no proof. For instance, ask a child, is it true that Santa Claus brings you presents? Yes. Okay? But ask, is it a fact? If the child knows the difference between a fact and a truth, Santa Claus doesn't bring no presents. The fact is, well, I'm not going to do that. Look in the dictionary, look up the word fact and look up the word truth. Okay? There's a difference there. Regardless of how... Well, anyway. I was about to say a word that never existed. People have created. I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago and they kept using it. It's irregardless. Yeah. I was talking to someone on the phone what was that? Some government agency I was calling about something I had to get dealt with. Okay. And the representative was saying, well, irregardless of what you're saying, and irregardless, and I just got tired of it, and then I tell her there's no word irregardless. The word is regardless. And she got mad and started blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, use the word irregardless in a sentence where you wouldn't use the word regardless. What's the difference between irregardless and regardless? She hung up on me. So I just called. Yeah, the truth is facts. Her truth is, there is the word irregardless. Truth to her. And it was probably a truth to the people that she spoke with on a daily basis. Or she wouldn't be saying it. Because, we don't just pick up words without, some reason. Yeah. But they presented to her the facts that what's the difference between regardless and irregardless. When the fact hit her subconscious, which hit her conscious, she knew that there's no word irregardless because the facts spoke for themselves. Right. Yeah. So she obviously wasn't adult enough to say, oh, damn, I was wrong. Yeah. I was wrong. Thanks for letting me know that. Appreciate it.
I know you was going to go into the other thing, but somebody does have a question real quick. And they ask, is it true that Doc comes from another planet, or was that wrong information? He said, no harm intended, just a question.
Okay, first let me, I'm going to ask you a direct question with a direct answer, but I have to preface it by saying this. No question to me is a bad question. Okay? I know whoever's ever asking this, there is this old statement, old saying, and I'm pretty sure you've heard it, maybe not, but I'm going to say it anyway. The only stupid question It's the question you don't ask. And anytime you ask a question and any person or anything says the question, that's a dumbass question. That first of all shows a few things about that person who says it's a dumbass question. Okay? It shows a lot about them. And it's my opinion now. I can't say it's a fact because I wouldn't know the person that you're changing this conversation with. But in my opinion, if it was me, I would just get away from that person because that person does not deserve my time. It's not the instructor. It's not the person that person doesn't deserve my time. Your time is precious. Okay? All of our times are precious. It's not like we're better than anyone or anything. No, our time is precious, and all I did was ask you a question. Why did I ask you a question? Why does anyone ask a question? To get an answer, man. Trying to find out some knowledge. Okay? And instead of just straight out giving me the knowledge, you want to come out here and try to smack me in the face with the words. Well, I need to get away from people like you. Why? Because you're not the instructor. At that moment, I was the student that made you the instructor. I made you the instructor. How? Because I asked you a question. And instead of answering me, you gave me that lip. Okay, you just said a lot about yourself. It's like loaning somebody $1. And you know for sure they have the dollar, but they never give it back to you. So what? Don't loan them $1 anymore. It just took you $1 to learn about that person's character. So, okay. So, all right. So, first of all, now I'm going to answer your question. I want to make this very clear. Please do not understand me. I am linguistically accurate. Doc is, if he's still alive, it may not be, but, he was a human being. A human being. He had 2 arms, 2 legs, and such and so forth like any other human being. He had emotions just like any other human being. He walked this planet just like any other human being. Okay? Yes, he was a human. Did he come from another planet? No. He never said he came from another planet. Remember this statement. Please, I'm trying to make sure that you all get this statement. Proof of statement. Proof of statement. Wherever you receive that information from, that Doc came from another planet. Okay, wherever you got that information, go to that source or those sources and say, okay, Doc came from another planet. What's yours? Yeah. Now I'm talking to the person who asked this question, and I'm acting like I am you, speaking to the source that you receive this information from. Okay. Oh, you say he came from another planet? Wow. Where did you get that information from? Where did you get the information that he said he came from another planet? Okay, you got that information from over there? Did you have that wherever you got that information from? Did you have them prove that they were telling you the truth? No. I'm saying that most people are going to say no. Okay, because people don't do this kind of research. It's this type of research and searching. This is what Doc taught us to do. This is how he taught us. Okay? So back to me imitating you, talking to this person. Okay, you didn't? Okay. Now, this is just me now. In my brain, I'm already thinking, since that person said they didn't, I'm not going to ask that person to go and check the information of their source, the validity of what their source said. I'm not going to go and do that. Why? Because it's not in that person to do that automatically. Okay? And I'm not trying to hurt that person's feeling or interrupt their time. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm now imitating you again. Okay, yeah. What's the source of your information? Just tell me the source so I can go and talk to the source myself. And I can find out from the source myself. Is that cool? All right, then. Thank you very much. And then I go and find that source, and get that source to present proof of statement. And then if that source says they got it from a source, I got it from a source, I got it from the internet, and the internet said this, okay, where on the internet did you get that? Exactly where? Well, I really don't remember. Oh, well, could you give me some kind of a reference on how you found that information on the web? Okay, cool. Okay, you got that information from John Doe, who got it from Jane Doe, who got it from Mary Doe, who got it from the internet on site number B, who got it from the site number D. Okay, site number D. Who makes that site number D? Okay, site number D. The maker of site number D, I need to contact the owner, the maker of site number D, or who made that statement, and find out where you got that from and if you can prove it. Proof of statement. That's what you got to do. But I'm telling you right now, and if you want proof of statement, I'll have it for you by tomorrow. You can come right back. Please. Okay? Please. I just got to retrieve it from all my works that I got. But my point is, Doc never said he was from any planet. Never said that. He never, ever, ever said that. Never. He's from Earth. How do you know he's from Earth? How do you know Doc said he was from Earth? How do you know this? I'm going to just give you some basic little references. Well, first of all, everybody born on Earth, especially in the Western Hemisphere, must have a birth certificate. Oh, yes. Yes, you must have a birth certificate. You must have citizenship papers and all of this. Now, in the era that we're living in, where if you fart, the government knows about it. Excuse that. But if you pass gas, the government knows that you pass gas. Okay? They know everything you're doing because you got these cell phones that they monitor 24/7, 8 days a week. Okay? And a whole lot of other methods. But, like this conversation we're having now, you can bet there's certain words that have come up in this conversation, okay, that are automatically flagged by Echelon. You can bet on it, okay, and by Stingray. You can bet on it without question. Now, it's not like they're looking at it like we're some terrorists and da-da-da-da. No, please. They got bigger pictures, okay? They're looking at a bigger picture than we have ever thought about, okay? Let me tell you something, but that's another thing. So my point is, Doc has a birth certificate, okay? He has a mother and a father. He has grandparents. He has sisters and brothers. Now, if he came from wherever they want to claim he came from, how'd that happen? How'd that happen? If he came from another planet, Doc came from another planet, okay, I'm going to talk like I'm talking to somebody who tells me Doc came from another planet, so you can understand this. So you say, what? Doc came from another planet? What planet he came from? He came from planet Rizky. Oh, wow. Where did he say that? Okay, you said da-da-da. Okay, cool. If he came from planet Rizky, let me ask you this. Did his mama and daddy come from planet Rizky? No. This Doc came. Oh, well, did Doc come out of his mother? So, I don't understand what you're saying. If he came from planet Rizky, could he come out of his mama at the same time? Oh, he's a magical being. He's God or something, right? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, well, then, you know, that Doc is a human male, right? He's male, a man. He's a male. Okay, cool. A male has an X and a Y chromosome, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so being that he popped out of his mom, right? Cool, but he's from another planet. Where did he get that male chromosome from that makes him a male? I mean, I can understand came out of his mother magically, like some Jesus Christ kind of thing, right? Okay, cool. Came out of his mom. Cool. He had, you know, the X chromosome from his mom. Excuse me. Yes, exactly. 2 X chromosomes from his mom's. Okay, cool. But he also has this thing called a Y chromosome in him. Where did he get that from?
His daddy.
Oh, he got it from planet Rizky. So you're saying on planet Rizky that they have an X and a Y chromosome, right? Or at least a Y chromosome because, you know. Okay. So they had him. Come on now. You hear where this is going?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So the brother asked, he asked, is the planet Rick's real?
Okay, let me make this a point. Yes, it is. It's literally a planet. It's just that in the language of Nuwapianism, okay, a Nuwapian language. The language is like in Chinese. They don't, Americans call it, Westerners call it Chinese. Chinese don't call themselves Chinese. Only when they're speaking using an American word, an American English language, do they call themselves Chinese. Other than that, they call themselves Han. Like, I'm pretty sure you've heard of Attila the Hun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that, Attila? Okay, Attila is his name, right? But they call him the Hun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what does Han mean? You ever check that out, people? So I'm just making a point here. Okay, I'm just using that as an example, but it's a fact. You can just go on the computer and check it out. Okay? So, in the language Nuwapian, the planet is called Rizq or Rizki in the Nuwapian language. But this planet has been known before Doc was on the planet. Okay? Check this out. The planet was known back in the Sumerian days. Yeah. Back in the days of Sumeria. Just in case you don't know. Sumeria is what today, in today's world, they call it Iraq or Iraq.
What
you know what that war is, where they destroying all the ancient sites. Private contractors, meaning military private contractors, have gone in there and are literally taking all of the ancient, not just the stuff in the museums. We're talking about the ancient artifacts that, I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole other subject. Okay.
So what would be the
in Iraq? Okay. Whoever asked the question, okay, brother or sister, whoever asked the question, I need you to do this right now. Get something to write with, please, or start recording this. Okay, because I'm gonna give you some information to solidify this. I'll give you a moment.
So what he's getting at, what is, or you might be getting ready to say this. What is the if it's Riz in Nuwapian, what is it in English?
In what?
English, or is it a word for it in English?
It's an English translation of the word. Actually, it's not an English word at all. Sorry, I'm going to use the exact word.
No, I mean.
I'm going to tell you the name of the planet.
Okay.
The name of the planet in the language of the people of the Sumerians. Okay? The Sumerians wrote this in cuneiform, in their own language. The word is Nibiru. Nibiru.
Okay.
N-I-B-R-U. I'm going to use military phonetics. November, Indigo, Bravo, Romeo, Yugoslavia, or Unger. Okay. That's N-I-B-R-U. Hold on for a second, please. Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So the planet is called Nibiru. Okay. The way you say it in Sumerian, the way they say it is like this. This is with the accent included. Nibiru.
Yeah.
Now you're going to hear people say Nibiru. Like I said earlier, I don't care if you call it Nibiru or Nibaru. or Nibiru. I don't care if you use the accent or not, as long as we have the understanding of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, because it's not that important. It is important, but it's like calling, it's not that important, okay? It's important, but it's not that important, if you follow. Okay, so Nibiru, the Sumerians called it Nibiru. Just so you know this, the oldest civilization in the world, and what we call with anthropologists and physical anthropologists and such and so forth, that level of science, when they use this phrase, civilization, okay, or civilized world, or whatever, what it means by the first modern civilization, what that means is, always by anthropologists and such, it means this. It means that those people in that particular civilization had laws, paved roads, like we have today. Like some roads in the world you see, they have brick. Some are made out of granite. Some are made out of tar, such and so forth. Paved roads, sewer system, a government of some sort, commerce, meaning they did business, an education system, and a health system. Okay, and there's a few other things I can't remember right now, but that's what we have today in the modern world, without the technology. But the basic things that we have, like houses that are not huts, okay? Houses that are made out of brick and mortar and things like that. Paved streets, such and so forth, okay? Sewer systems, meaning a toilet in the house, a commode in the house that goes into a sewer system, okay? Things like that. Government, commerce, that's a civilized area, okay? So the first civilization, the first modern civilization, actually, no, they omit the word modern now. They took that word out about 5 years ago. Yeah. First civilization on the planet was in Sumeria. The Sumerians say that a group of beings, oh no, let's stick to Nibiru. I'm not going to go into the Anunnaki. You asked me about this Rizki. Okay, so the Sumerians, and I was, right, you asked about Rizki, and I was about to give you information about Rizki was known way back before even America, Rome, Greece, all of this, before Egypt, they knew about Nibiru. Okay, they just called it something. Doc called it. We call it in the Sumerians called that same planet Nibiru. Okay, now NASA in 1991. You can go on the NASA website. Okay, like I said in the beginning of all of this, don't believe me, check it for yourself. Okay, go on the NASA website and pull up. Oh man, I can't remember the exact code name for it. Every planet that is found, or star, or whatever, it has NASA gives it a particular name, and over time they change it sometimes, and a particular number. Okay. The reason they do that is so that individuals like you and I can take those coordinates and direct our telescopes and whatever we have to those coordinates so we can see it. Now, on the NASA website, as we're speaking right now, if you were to go to the NASA website and pull up 10th planet, the 10th planet, okay, they found it. Okay, it's just that the media and such, the Sumerians are black people. Okay, I know this is not the era that people want to hear this kind of stuff, and and I'm not being racist. I'm just being factual. It matters. Okay, facts matter. Okay. The Sumerians, when they depicted themselves in their own statues and stuff, these Anubians, when they would depict them, when they wrote in their cuneiform about their people and all of this, these Nubians, black people, dark-skinned, woolly-haired people. Okay, you'll see how this links up in a minute. The NASA calls it, in today's vernacular for the layman, they call it the 10th planet. Okay, now the elliptical. How can I explain this? Okay, let me see. See, this is necessary. You ask me a question, and I have to give you the facts, okay? So you can do your own searching and researching to know if I'm lying to you or not, okay? There's every planet that we know of anyway, okay? Does an elliptic, okay? Meaning, like, our planet does an elliptic around the sun, meaning Earth and Moon and all of this, we travel around the sun. Our elliptics, how can I say it? The reason we have these seasons is because we travel around the sun, and as the Earth travels around the sun, it gets farther and closer to the sun. Okay? It doesn't just do an elliptic and stay the same exact distance away from the sun. It just doesn't do that. It's a wobble to it. There's a lot going on there. Okay, my point is this: in our solar system, remember, solar system means the system where our sun is, where Earth's sun is. Okay, in our solar system, there originally were 9 planets. Okay. But in if I'm correct, I believe I'm correct, 1991, it was either in 1990 or 1991, but I do believe it was in 1991. They changed Pluto. Yeah. Pluto used to be called a planet, okay? But they changed it from being a planet to being a planetoid. It's no longer a planet. Right. Okay? Right. And there's no difference in Pluto. It hasn't changed. Pluto since human beings have been on this planet. But NASA felt like it was necessary to change it from not being a planet anymore. And here's why. Because in the same year, they found this planet called Nibiru. Now, Nibiru's elliptic. It's in our same solar system. How come you never heard of it? Because NASA only saw it, became knowledgeable of it, or let me be more direct on that, let me be more accurate. NASA claims they only became aware of this planet, the 10th planet, in 1991. I don't believe them at all. Okay? Because anything the government, I don't care what it is, it can be a rain dot. I don't care what it is. If they release it to the public, if they let it to become public knowledge, the government has known about it at least 10 or 15 years before that. Yeah. Okay? So anything that is public knowledge, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter. Like COVID and all of this, they've known about this for at least 15 years, and I have evidence of that too. Yeah. Okay? Fauci did it with... Anyway, that's a whole other thing. And remember, don't believe me. Check it for yourself. Okay? And anyway, so, Nibiru, okay, Rizki, same planet, okay? And I'm going to give you some evidence that it's the same planet, instead of me just stating that it's the same planet without giving any proof of statement. Okay? So I'm going to provide proof of statement momentarily. So, Nibiru, excuse me. So this 10th planet that NASA found. Now, I normally would start with the original, meaning the Nibiru and the Sumerians. But I find in the modern era, okay, it's better to start from now and work back, rather than from back then and work up here, okay? NASA, in 1991, right, released that they found a 10th planet, okay? That they found a 10th planet. That's when they took Pluto off the planet list, off the list of planets, and they call it a planetoid. Yeah. Okay? I may not be correct about them calling it a planetoid. There's another phrase. Yeah. My brain was saying planetoid.
It might have been something else, but they did use planetoid.
Okay, right. But you know me, girl, I like to be 100% accurate. But I'm not positive, but I'm like 80% that they called it a planetoid. Okay? So, this 10th planet they found. Now, the reason that they took Pluto off when they found this 10th planet is because the Sumerian text, which everybody, the government knows and all this, and the Sumerian texts are not hidden or nothing like that. They were found by archaeologists over 70 years ago, even further back than that. Okay, 1942, they found the cuneiform clay tablets that talked about these beings from another planet and all this other jazz. Okay, and these are by people. I'm not going into that. So when NASA found this planet, here's the point about this planet, and why they didn't see it before. Okay, or they claim they didn't see it before. Is this. Our ecliptic, Earth's ecliptic, is close to the sun, blah, blah, blah. It goes around the sun, and we go around the sun every 365 days. That's 1 year. Okay? Now, when it rotates, that's how we get night and dark. But as we're going around the sun, as the planet itself, the orb, the Earth is not a circle. Anybody who says the Earth is a circle has no knowledge of what science says. All they need to do is go to their science teacher and say, hey, is the Earth a circle? A science teacher worth their salt is going to say, no, it's not a circle. Who told you that? The Earth is an orb. There's a difference between an orb and a circle. Okay? It's not the shape of an egg, but it's an orb. It's like, I'm not going to go into that. So, as the Earth rotates around the sun, okay, our elliptic around the sun, that path we take is called an elliptic. Our elliptic around the sun, as we get the seasons and all of this, 365 days a year, the time it takes for the Earth to go one full time around the Earth is 365 and a quarter days. Okay? The actual time is not 365 days. It's 365 and a quarter days, okay, to completely circumvent the Earth, circumvent the sun, meaning go around the sun. Planet X / Nibiru / Rizki goes around our same sun, but it takes 3,406, oh man, I can't remember the exact number, but it is 36,000 point something years. No, hold on. It's either 3,000. Oh man, I want to get the exact number here in my head. Anyway, suffice it to say, at minimum, it takes that planet, the 10th planet / Nibiru / Rizki, 3,000 years to circumvent our same sun. Its ecliptic is a lot larger and it's oblong. Look up the word oblong. You probably know what it means, but, you know, it's oblong. It's not circular as much as ours, okay? It's oblong, okay? But it takes, 34,000 years. That's the number. It takes 34,000 years for this planet to make this circumvent the entire sun. My point is this. This planet is well known now. Okay? Astrologers talk about it. In the astrology world, or people who do some searching and researching about astrology, this is talked about like most people talk about the moon. Okay? This is like old news. Okay? It's just that it's not on the media because it's anyway, it's old news. Okay? So, being that, and I said, go to NASA's website, put in 10th planet, put in all of that, okay? And you'll find it right there on there. Obviously, you're not going to just put in 10th planet and they're going to say, here. No, just put in 10th planet and, you know, they have a place that says contact us, okay? Well, then contact them. Make a fake website. Make a fake email address if you have security-mindedness. Okay, and email them. Hey, I'm told that you found the 10th planet. Could you give me some more information about it? I'm doing some study for my astrology class. You'll get that information within a few fucking days. Okay, there's no problem for them to give you the information because you're just a kid or an adult, whoever you are. You're just doing this so you get to, you know, high grade on your astrology, and they're going to give you the information on 10th planet as much as they want to release to you, depending on your question. And you'll find it right there. They're going to tell you the ecliptic, how much time it takes to get da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Man, you know how many planets they found up there now? Life planets. Planets with life. But y'all don't do the research. Too busy in Facebook rather than the real book. Okay, that's the point. And I'm not saying it's necessarily the people's fault because they just following the programming that they've been under. Okay? But some people will fucking the hell up and say, hold on, man, I got this question over here and I need some answers. Yeah, I need some answers. And I'm tired of sitting around waiting for people to tell me this BS. I need some answers I can check. I need some facts. Okay? So, if you look in the book The Man from Planet Rizki, okay, a whole lot of other books, and I can tell you a whole list of them. But my point is this. Rizki, remember I said, why is the word Rizki used? Because it's a language. You're using a language, you're speaking that language. Doesn't mean that others speak in that language. They might misinterpret your language and put other meanings to your language, but you know what you mean when you say dog. Okay? That's a language unto itself. Yo, that's my dog. Fuck, you call your man a dog? Why did he call him a dog? He didn't call him a dog. But you understand my point. It's a language. It's like, Nihama, get us in law. I said, Nihama, get us in law. That's how are you going to have a bite of your food. But I said the same thing in two different languages. Okay? So I'm just getting, hopefully that point gets across about, it's a language. So with people who want to look at something and just go, or, they don't analyze what they're saying or what they're doing. Okay? Rizki, as described by Doc, I know when Doc said there's this planet called Rizki and such and such and such and such and such and such, I followed his instructions. I think I'm a pretty damn good student. He said Rizki, I said fuck you in my head. I didn't say out loud because I didn't know if he was telling me the truth or a lie. But you said don't believe you. So I'm not believing you, damn it. Okay? Because why? You told me not to believe you. I'm not saying Doc said, why are you not believing me? I'm just saying the conversation I had in my own head. You said don't believe you. And actually, when I sat there in class with him sometimes, Doc would get mad if you believed him. Okay? Oh, he's supposed to be from another planet, some god or something. He's getting mad. Come on, man. He's sitting right in front of us and eating. Come on. Come on. But anyway. So, in many pamphlets and books and such that he spoke about and wrote about Rizki. What he said was Rizki has this the 36,000 year elliptical around the earth, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Everything we said that was about Rizki is the same thing that the Anunnaki was saying about Nibiru. Exactly the same. Now NASA is saying exactly the same as the Anunnaki and, as the Sumerians and Doc. Same thing. They're just calling it something different. NASA has a specific name for it, but for the common man, for the general public, they call it the 10th planet. Okay? And this is, astrologers know about this, like, you have some now, before, like in the 90s and the early 2000s, you ask them about the 10th planet or whatever. Okay, you get some shakiness and some, hemming and hawing. Now you ask them, in the year 2020, now you ask them, man, please, to them it's just like, what? Where have you been all your life? You just call from under a rock? This is, here, man, there's the information. I'm going about your business. That's how simple it is to them now. It's nothing. It's just absolutely nothing. I'm not saying it should be nothing to you or anyone else. I said it was nothing to them. Why is it nothing to them? Because they dealt with this 10th planet thing for so long. Why do you think now they sent the Hubble telescope was sent in the same era out of our solar system? And guess when it just left our solar system? It just left our solar system in, I think it was in 2019.
Yeah.
Just got out of our solar system.
And it was it was sent up when? Like the 80s, 70s?
Like in the 80s. No, I think it was in the 80s and the 90s. Somewhere in there, they sent it out there.
Yeah.
Right. And this nuclear payload, this payload, I'm not going to go into all the details of it, but it just left our solar system. But mind you, it could take photographs into the Milky Way. Right, way out there. We're talking about millennium of light years. Millennium of light years. Right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't outside the solar system when it was doing that. Right. Okay? It just left Pluto's area. Right. It just got past Pluto. Imagine that.
Yeah.
So imagine all that time. How many images and films and things that they're not even telling us about has that thing sent?
Yeah.
And being that NASA is part of and being that NASA is part of the military, I know people say NASA this and NASA that. Look, y'all need to do some searching and researching. NASA is, according to the United States government, NASA is part of the United States military. Okay? It is not a private thing. It is part of the United States military. Anything that may endanger national security is kept secret. Okay? So, back to the Rizki. Nibiru planet, the Nibiru, Rizki, and the 10th planet for the common usage for the general population from NASA. The 10th planet are all the same exact object, just being called different names in different languages. That's all it is. When Doc put this information out about Nibiru, about Rizki, okay, before he taught us Nibiru, before he taught us to speak Nuwapian, this is back in the Ansar days, he told us this planet was called Nibiru. He actually used that word, Nibiru. He told us this. It's in one of the old books and probably on one of the True Light tapes, because every class he had was taped. But as we learned Nuwapian, he called it Rizki. Guys, to understand this, it's the same planet. It's the same thing as the Sumerians, the first civilization on the planet, the oldest civilization on the planet. Okay? Now hear this. There's a difference between the first and the oldest. Okay? And that's why they have two different words. First and oldest. Okay? But the planet and the Sumerians who wrote about the planet they call Nibiru. You want to get a book called The 10th Planet by Zachariah Sitchin. Okay? All you have to do to get that book, you can get it for free. Remember, we have computers now. Go on the web. Put in The 10th Planet free PDF and download it. It'll take you maybe 10 minutes out of a 24-hour day. And you can get this background on the 10th planet. Obviously, go to NASA's own website. NASA. That's right. Go to their website, put in one of their searches, Nibiru. The 10th planet. And of course, you got to do it like this. When you ask them a question, don't give them the answer you're looking for, because you're not supposed to be looking for any answer. You're supposed to be just getting information, okay, to find out answers. So you don't say, this is not how you, NASA, I want to find out about this planet Nibiru. I want to find out about this planet Rizki. What do you think that your answer is going to get? What do you think what answer that's going to get? There's no planet called Rizki. We don't know of any planet called Rizki. We don't know of any planet called Nibiru. Oh, you mean that Nibiru, them Sumerians are talking about? Oh, we know that's a myth. We don't know that. Oh, okay. Did you find any new planets between now and, 2000, between 2020 and 1990? Yeah, we did. Oh, yeah? What planet have you found? Well, we found quite a few of them. Oh, okay. Well, is there one that is in our solar system? Oh, yeah. We call it the 10th planet. That's what you're doing. Okay? Okay? Because you got to remember, these people are scientists. Their brains think differently. Okay? They're into accuracy.
Right.
If you say, I need some information on Rizki, what kind of response do you think they're going to give you?
Yeah.
Rizki, they don't speak Nuwapian. They don't call anything in a Nuwapian word. They're using their own language. Okay? Now, mind you, I did say this before also. They call it the 10th planet for the common man, but there's also two other names, I guess you'll call them. Each thing in the solar system has a name and a designation number, okay? So that when it's necessary to go and find this thing, all you have to do is pop the coordinates into a computer, and the computer then directs the satellites and such and so forth to that area of the sky, and thus you find the object if it's still in that section, okay? So that's how it's done. So, yes, I had to say all of that to say yes. Rizki is real. It's a real place. Okay? Now, for those, I know it's probably going to come up. Somebody who's going to say, well, Doug said he came for Rizki. No, he didn't. Because if he said that, he'd be a damn liar. Came out of his mommy, just like me, just like you, just like every living thing on this planet, every living physical thing on this planet. Okay? Except for like maybe seahorses. No, even seahorses, they just change sex when they have to do their thing. Yeah. But anyway, my point is, yes, he was born on human earth. Okay? He sat down on the toilet. Okay? He got hungry. He got mad. He walked around. He looked at the flowers and the trees. All of that. Yes, Bob. He was from Earth. He was from Earth. Okay? Here's what people are going to say. Well, then they're going to flip the script. What politicians call, they're going to backtrack. Okay? Here's the backtrack that's guaranteed to happen. First it was he's from another planet. Then when you give them this information, well, the logical information, how could it be, if he was born from his mama, how could it be from another planet?
Mm-hmm.
Where did the chromosome come from in him? If you ask him a simple question, just logical questions. He was born from his mama. You said he came from another planet, right? Did he come from another planet? Yeah. That's why he did it. He's cool. Okay, cool. Relax. Came from another planet. Cool. Did he have a mama and a daddy? Yeah. Was he birthed by his mother? Yeah, he was birthed by his mama. What you talking about? See what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. How could he be birthed from his mama and come from another planet? If they say, no, he wasn't come from his mama. So how come he got a birth certificate?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? How come he has a birth certificate? If he has a birth certificate, he was birthed out of a human being, or you don't get no birth certificate on this planet. Okay? You just don't. But he's got a birth certificate. There's a birth certificate with DeWitt York's name on it. Yeah. Remember that? Check this out. If you don't have a birth certificate, now he was in court, right? Yeah, he was in court. You got to prove who you are to bring somebody in the courthouse. How do they prove who he was? They just arrested him, brought him in. They said, this is the man. This is him. They didn't fingerprint him or anything. They didn't do none of that, right? Oh, yes, of course, that's part of the legal system. So they fingerprinted him and went through all the IS and everything that they're supposed to do for any type of a case. He went through the same system. That means they got evidence that he is who they claim he is. Yeah, how do you do that? How do you get that information? From what? Oh, that's the thing. Wow. There's a magical thing called a Social Security card. Your Social Security card got this magical number on it. That magical number is attached to everything you do. That magical number, you can't get that magical number without a birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
Can't.
Right.
Impossibility. But he all of a sudden got this Social Security number. How come he got a Social Security number without a birth certificate? I'm just saying, for people who are going to say, well, he ain't got no birth certificate. Nobody knows he got no birth. Please, he got a Social Security number. It's like they were saying Barack Obama wasn't born in America. He got a fucking Social Security number, you fools. You can't get a Social Security. I'll tell you what you want to do. Throw away your Social Security card right now. Throw away your birth certificate right now, and then go to the birth certificate thing and say to them you need a replacement birth certificate, but you got no identification to prove who you are. What's the first thing they're going to say? Well, you got to get electrical bill or some kind of thing, or some mail or something that says you live at a certain place, or your parents got to come and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You're asking for your birth certificate. You didn't ask yet. You didn't ask anything about your Social Security card. Go to the Birth Certificate Bureau. To get a birth certificate, you gotta prove who you are to get a birth certificate. The only proof they're gonna take is you gotta have a Social Security card. You get a Social Security card, you gotta bring that back, and that's how you get your birth certificate. So what are you gonna do to get a Social Security card? You gotta prove who you are. You gotta have your parents come or your guardian come, mail and bills and please.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about he came from another planet. Come on. Who are you talking to? These people? No, he didn't come from another planet. The risk is real. Any other questions?
No.
I'm just giving you a lot of information on how to deal with how to find this information to find out if I'm talking garbage or telling you facts.
I think you got it. Now, what about if you feel like going into it, or if you want to save it for another time? You was talking about we must always be Nuwapian.
Oh, right here. Okay, now this is addressing that these.
In fact, I didn't want to cut you off. You know what? That right there, I would love to have all its own. because there's a lot of information that they have to get through the end to get this. What if we cut this right now and then no, I don't think that'd take too much time.
Hold on, brother. Hold on for a second. I'm going to read this.
Yeah.
And then we can go in depth on another time.
Yeah, that it takes too much time. But I can clip this and make a whole different video because I want somebody to really understand this.
Right, I understand. But I'm gonna for the people who are here right now, listening right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, just go in, just do it.
Okay. Now, there is this new cult. Okay, and I call it a cult. Okay. Because, well, I'm not going to go into the reasons why. There's this thing called now
Sabians.
Yes. They say that they're Sabians, and that Doc said, Doc authorized them to be called, they're no longer be called Nuwapian, but to be called Sabians. Now, this is after Doc has been locked up for over 15 years. Nobody has had access to him except for his supposed lawyers, okay, that are useless. But anyway, okay, and now all of a sudden they come out here and they're saying that they're now called Sabians. Well, first I'm going to make this very clear. The word Sabian is an Arabic word. Everybody, all the elders who are supposed to have been with Doc and know Arabic and speak Arabic and such and so forth, they're supposed to know this, and they do know this. That the word Sabian, Doc would never have said to call ourselves Sabian, and here is one of the reasons why. It's just a logical reason, but then I'm going to give you the words right off the book here that Doc wrote himself. Okay? Here's why that Nuwapians are not Sabians. First, Doc had us doing Islam. Okay, way back in the 70s when we were New Islamic Hebrews, the Ansar Allah community. Okay, then he changed it from that. Then we progressed to being New Islamic Hebrews. Then we progressed from that to being Nuwapians. Okay, now we progressed because we went past those things. We overstand those things, and believe me, I'm not going to go into the details about how detailed we have to live it. We're talking about living I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, so before Doc was incarcerated, kidnapped, and held incarcerated, that we are Nuwapians, okay? But then about 15 years after, the lying people, the lying elders, and the lawyers, and everyone else who propagated the nonsense, the lie that Doc said we could be, we are to call ourselves now Sabians. Here's how it can't be. Because Doc destroyed Islam, Christianity, over that. Just destroyed it. He didn't destroy it. The evidence destroyed it. Okay? And he made it clear to us that that's just like in the past, that's like for 4-year-olds and stuff like that. We're not 4-year-olds anymore. Our knowledge is greater than that. Okay? And so he said, he made us Nuwapians. We have to call ourselves Nuwapians. Now it's the Sabian thing. Sabian, the word Sabian, first of all, is an Arabic word. When in Arabic, millions of people across the planet are converted from other religions to Islam. It's done every day. Millions of people every day convert from one religion to Islam, and vice versa. But I'm just saying, from one religion to Islam. Mm-hmm. When a person asks imam, ask an Arab-speaking person, just say this, an Arab-speaking person, what's the word Sabian mean? How would you use Sabian in a sentence? The word Sabian means a convert to Islam. That's exactly what it means, literally. Sabian. That means you are a convert to to Islam, once you take your Shahada, okay, which is a Muslim rite of passage to become a Muslim, once you do all of that and you're accepted as a Muslim, they actually say it to you. Yeah, Sabians. They say it to you. That's millions of times. To get thousands, that's millions of times a day. Okay? Millions of times a day. You're a Sabian. You're a convert to Islam. And then there's a whole celebration and a party and all of that. And it's said, right now, as we're talking, at least 10,000 people, at the minimum 5,000 people right now have been said, yeah, Sabian. You're a Sabian. You're a convert to Islam. You have converted to Islam.
It's crazy.
Okay? Right. But they got these people who were Nuwabians who never met Doc and don't follow what Doc said. Don't believe me, check it for yourself. And everything, no matter who says it, you need proof of statement. Okay? They're not doing that. They started, they brought Nuwabians back at least to the early 70s because now they're calling themselves Sabians, which actually means literally a convert to Islam. That means you came from, not that you didn't have a religion and became a Muslim, that you came from another religion and you came from another religion and converted to Islam. That is a Sabian. That's exactly what a Sabian is. A Sabian is not someone who came from no religion at all and became a Muslim. That way, you didn't convert. You just became. You didn't convert from one. To convert means you came from one thing and converted to another. Okay? Ya Sabian, that you converted to Islam. Understand that. Okay? Now that that's out the way. Okay? Now, on the back, excuse me, the Nuwabian Nation, okay, we have a flag. It's a black, red, and green flag. Okay? That flag, anytime you see that flag on one of Doc's pamphlets and so forth, you're going to see on top of the flag of the United Nuwabian, let me say this again, the flag of the United Nuwabians worldwide. On the left-hand side and on the right-hand side, you're going to see hieroglyphics, which are Egyptian hieroglyphics. Those hieroglyphics words are saying something in Nuwabian. I'm not going to go into what they say right now. Okay? Now, excuse me. So, now under the flag, it gives what is called our credo. A credo is the oath of something. Okay? Like the credo of, God, I'm sorry I'm using this example, but it's the first one that pops in my brain. The credo of America is, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish, that's the American credo. It says what they're about, okay? Anyway, a credo is a state. Here we go. It's easier to say it like this. What a credo is a statement, a pact that denotes who you are, who says what you're about. Okay? If you want to know about who I am and blah, 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 this is my credo. That's what a credo is. Okay? It's the bottom line. If anybody wants to know anything about anything, you go to a business and say, what's the credo of this business? The owner, the bosses are going to know the credo of that business, and they're going to be able to recite it to you like it's the batting an eye. Okay? Mm-hmm. This is now, like I said, under the flag, this is the credo. This is the credo. I'm going to read the whole thing, so bear with me. It's short. I'll do it within 2 minutes, guaranteed. I am a Nuwabian. The overseers be praised. The overseers be praised to the incarnate overseer. Amun Nebru Saba. I'm not going to go into I started reading the Nuwapian. I'm just going to read the English. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm going to start again. I am a Nuwapian. The overseers be praised. To the incarnate overseer. My voice I raise aloud. In the only one devoted hello?
Yeah.
The only one devoted I am. From the day I accepted Wu Nuwapu, just for you all who don't know, Wu Nuwapu is another way of saying the way of life of Nuwapen. Okay? That's what it is. Okay? So, I raise my voice, my voice I raise loud. In only one devoted I am. From the day I accepted Wu Nuwapu until the day I die, I am a Nuwapian. That is what I am. Until, I'm going to read it again. Until the day I die, I am a Nuwapian. That is what I am. Now, there's more to it, but that was the part that, the crux of the point.
Yeah.
If it is until the day I die, I am a Nuwapian, that is what I am. How can real Nuwapians believe these lying demons who now are fooled and lied to them and tricked them into becoming or calling themselves Sabians? And Sabian is a convert to Islam. We've been through Islam and Christianity. We've been through that when we were 4 years old. It says right there underneath the flag. Matter of fact, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Line 7. Until the day I die. Line 8. I am a Nuwapian. That is what I am. Okay, so you're telling me what it seems like anyway. It's not seems like, it must be like this. Well, I can't say must, I wasn't there. But logically speaking, if it says right there, until the day I die, I am a Nuwapian. That's what I am. If anybody comes up and says anything different, I would have to know they're following. I'm sorry, I'm just going to put it straightforward. They're full of shit. And here's how I know they're full of shit. Because it says, I am a Nuwapian until the day I die. Until the day I die, I am a Nuwapian. Now you're coming over to me and telling me that I'm supposed to call myself something else, and it was okay by Doc. I know you're a lying sack of shit. Here's how I know you're a lying sack of shit, because you read the credo right there in front of you. So, now somebody will say, of course somebody's going to say, but Doc said it's okay. Doc couldn't have said it was okay. And here's how I know he couldn't have said it was okay. Because it says right here, until the day I die. Well, he changed it now. Well, prove it to me. Since you say he changed it, you now have to present to me proof of statement. Prove to me he changed it. Well, the lawyer said, and this guy and this one said that he said, okay, so they now have to prove to me, they have to present proof of statement that what they said he said is true. They have to present that to me. Until that is done, here's the deal. One, you didn't present proof of statement, so you didn't do what Doc said way back in the day. Secondly, I am doing what he said. I don't believe you. I'm going to check it for myself. The way I can check it for myself, since you say Doc said it, is go to the source. Oh, but I can't go to the source. The only person who can go to the source is his lawyer or his family, right? Okay, cool. Well, then, from them, they can go in there and find out some kind of way. Put it like this. I used to think that nobody can film anything in the shoe. That's a lie.
Say that again?
I used to think no one can film anything in the shoe. no cameras can go in and people can't film anything in the shoe. That's a lie. You know how I know it's a lie that they've been telling us? Go on YouTube, put in prison documentary, the shoe. Prison documentary, SHU.
Okay.
There are hundreds of videos about documentaries of news reporters, everything in the shoe. Yes, Pelican Bay, all of that. They got documentaries on this. So if they got documentaries, how you telling me you can't get to? Come on now. I'm not that guy. I happen to follow what Doc said. I happen to adhere, not follow, but adhere to what Doc said. Plain and simple. Okay? Until the day I die, I am a Nuwapian. That is what I am. That's kind of straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about them Sabians. Now, anybody, I don't care who you are. I want to talk to you, Sabians. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I know you're not going to come on my brother's show. I know you're not going to. You're not going to come on this channel. You know why? Because one, you either don't know that you've been fooled and are being led by, I hate to say this, but here's a statement that before I even, it was one of the statements that helped me to, that actually guided me to Doc, to find Doc. I didn't know it at the time, but it did. Those who have intellect and refuse to use it are no better than the cattle in the field and deserve to be led around by their noses. I was a real young kid, and somebody told me that because I was complaining that they wouldn't give me a fucking job. They played me. I did this work for them, and they didn't pay me. And it was a business. And of course, I was thinking to do the hood stuff and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I didn't do it. Okay? I'm glad I didn't. My point is, the person who said to me, this was their response. Basically, he said to me straight like this, you got brains, but you're too stupid to use them. That's why I used you. You should have got paid before you did the work. I was going to burn his store down. Okay? But I was like a 9-year-old kid. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, my point is, people who have intellect and refuse to use it are no better than the cattle in the field. Okay? And deserve to get led around by their noses. Well, I know all of us have intellect. All of us. Some of us just don't know we have the intellect. That's what that fucking dude who was telling me that garbage back then when I was a kid didn't understand. We all have intellect. Some of us just don't realize we have intellect. And some of us have intellect but don't have the type of intellect to know what to do with it. Okay?
Right.
Right. But everybody has intellect. Everybody. I don't care if you're even what they call mentally ill. You've got intellect too. You just have a different type of intellect. And the intellect you have, you may not yet know how to use it. I have intellect. But some of the intellect I have, I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to actually put it to use, some of it. Okay?
Right.
But that's part of the human being.
Yeah.
Right. All right, brother. So we'll go into that on another time.
All right. I enjoyed you. Thank you for being on, and it's always an honor.
Not a problem at all, bro. It's an honor for me, too. Does anybody anyone else have any questions?
No, there's no other questions right now, but I'm sure there will be.
Okay. All right, brother.
All right.
When you want to do this again, well, just let me know.
Okay.
Just let me know.
Yes.
All right, bro.
All right.
You have a good one. All right, bro.
Ciao ahead. So there you have it. That's brother Talib. I don't know what happened to the professor who was supposed to come on to talk about why Overstand doesn't fit into the equation, but he didn't come on. Maybe something happened. So that was the topics. overstand versus understand. Then brother Taalib went into, man, what else did he? He also went into trying to get it in a row. The planet Nibiru is the planet. Oh, did Dr. York come from another planet? The next topic was, is Nibiru real? And then the topic after that, the last topic was that he read out of the book that says that Dr. York couldn't have said that we are now Sabians because the inside the creed in the back of the book reads that we shall be Nuwapians until we die. So they are the topics that is on this video, and you want to go back through it. In fact, I might go post it in the beginning. So I'm Brother Sakim, and this Thursday we will be having Brother Nazir, and we will be having our brother Pimpanzi. Brother Nazir says that he is the creator of all, everything, period. And Brother Pimpanzi has some questions for him. So that should be real interesting. And until Thursday, I will see you then. Peace.